Yo, what's going on, guys? GZTV. If I'm a bit low energy, it's because I'm really exhausted. I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna be covering the NBA from Friday. It's pretty much Saturday right now. It's 12:40. I'm gonna go to bed here in like an hour and a half. So I don't have anything tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna stay up a little later, look at YouTube or something, whatever. But we had one, two, three, four. I don't know why I do this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9 games on the night, and teams clinched seeding. You know, a lot of teams were already determining if they were going to make the play-in, the playoffs, or not at all, and obviously not at all. You know, wouldn't even doing anything. Bucks and Pistons were going to start off. Onslaught, it just wasn't a good game. It was on NBA TV. I don't know what they were thinking by putting this game on NBA TV, but it was a terrible idea. Giannis Antetokounmpo has 30 points. The Bucks beat the Pistons by 30. Of course they did. It's the damn Pistons. This Pistons team has a great future. People were talking about it at that game, but they're going to have to live with failure right now. Giannis had 30 and 13. That's really going to do it. It was a very boring game looking at the Pistons. I mean, Sadiq Bey had 20 points, but that's about the end of it. Livers definitely needs to put up more. He was scoreless in 19 minutes. I guess that's an issue. Oh, 26 off the bench for Roddy McGruder. Shout out to the guy on the bench for putting up 26. That's big time. I didn't even see that. Nice. That's really nice. Um, let's go to Knicks and Wizards. I'm not going to talk too much about each game. I'm going to try to fill you guys in as much as possible, but Toppin scores 35. Knicks beat the Wizards by 22. Two teams out of the playoffs. It's just kind of a shit show of a matchup. It's not going to go well. 35 points for Opie Toppin, but don't forget Emmanuel quickly coming off the bench. He is one of the best bench players in the league, in my opinion. You know, he put up 23 and 10. He's a very solid bench player. I guess they're resting Randall for the rest of the year. Julius Randall, it makes sense. They're their most improved player of the year. They're his star. He's like the king of New York for basketball right now. Looking at the Wizards, I mean, bad effort on their side. I mean, Rui Hachimura had 21 points, but that's about it. Thomas Satoransky only had 4 points in 20 minutes, so that's definitely a downfall for them. They just don't have guys that can go out there and score. That starting line is pitiful. Obviously, Bradley Beal is out. Obviously, Kuzma. Literally, their big three is out, but still. Next year, they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good. Kuz, Beal, and Porzingis. That's a really interesting, very likable big three. I think that's interesting. Cavs, Nets. I like the Cavs more than the Nets personally, but KD and them got it done. Durant and the Nets beat the Cavs in position to take number 7 in the East, which is kind of a blue ball for the Nets organization because it is just outside of the playoffs when they were trying to rally back, and obviously they're in the play-in. I mean, it's a winner-go-home situation, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie, some of the most clutch NBA players in the league, they're perfect for that. So it'll be good to see what they can do. But Darius Garland put up 31, but other than that, really not much. Again, Isaac Okoro, he's going to have to develop his game as a scorer if this Cavs team wants to be better. It's a problem. Him not being able to score is a problem. It really is. He can't score. Like, it's not happening. Nets played good, though, no doubt. Durant had 36. Bruce Brown had 18 and 10, and Andre Drummond had 15 and 12. So it was a good game for the Nets, no doubt about it. I mean, this is a tough team for the Cavs, but again, if you could get 15 to 20 points a game out of Isaac Okoro, you're basically unstoppable as an organization there. So let's just move on to Rockets or Raptors. I know that's not very realistic, but still, Rockets Raptors. Raptors barely pulled this out. Wow, against a team that's not even going to make the play-in. Pascal Siakam helps the Raptors rally to beat the Rockets by 2. Is it too close of a game? I will say this Rockets team is pretty good. They are the best 21 team of all time. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But dude, this Rockets team is insane. For being 20 and 61, they're insane. But KPJ 35 and 10. I mean, he's been putting up 30 in the last few nights. Josh Christopher off the bench 20. Not much scoring from Jalen Green. You definitely want more from him, and he kind of struggled. That's why they lost, but it really doesn't matter at this point. They should probably tank and try to get draft picks, but they're the worst team in the league, so I don't think they can tank anymore. But looking at the Raptors, 29 and 12 for Pascal Siakam, very underrated player in the league. He definitely needs to be highlighted in the media more. He's getting it done for this team. He's allowed them to blow away the expectations for them in the year. Some people Didn't even think they'd be over 500, but here they are, and Siakam's a big part of it. With Van Vliet missing pretty big chunks of the year, he's a big freaking piece. But let's give credit to Gary Trent as well because he managed to put up 26 in this one. Back-to-back good nights shooting the 3 ball, 5 for 8 in the last 2 nights. So he's 10 for 16. That's very, very efficient. How many more games we got? We got 5. Interesting. Okay. Hawks and Heat, 2 teams that are in the Hawks are in the play-in, the Heat are in the playoffs. So both of them kind of fighting for seeding here. Well, obviously the Heat already have the 1 seed, and this is set in stone. But Bam Adebayo's late dunk lifts the Heat over the Hawks. They win by 4. I do need to start watching more NBA basketball. I didn't watch that much tonight. I just watched Bucks and Pistons, and then I was kind of chilling, listening to music, watching Twitch, doing stuff like that. So maybe I need to focus on other things. But looking at the Hawks, Clint Capella, 17 and 14, great game for him. 35 for Trae Young, 25 for Bogdanovich. It's just DeAndre Hunter's not that big of a scoring option for them, so it kind of starts to be a problem. Putting up 2 points in 25 minutes, 1 for 7. Didn't make a single 3. I don't know. It's kind of a problem there. Bogdanovich again. This is crazy because there's 2 6-man of the year guys playing against each other. Bogdanovich is a 6-man of the year nominee. I don't care what anybody says. Looking at the Heat though, Jimmy Butler put up 20 and Bam Adebayo put up 24. So a pretty solid effort for Miami there. Let's move on to Hornets and Bulls. Bulls are getting pounded on. I don't know how I feel about the Bulls. This is one of the most questionable teams heading into the playoffs. They can't win against a semi-decent team. LaMelo Ball scores 24. Hornets bury the Bulls early in a 16-point victory. It was not a good game from the start. Let's just look at the box score. 20 for Miles Bridges, 24 for LaMelo Ball. That young tandem. I have high hope for their future. They're one of my favorite duos in the league. Besides, obviously, my Celtics, JV and JT. Oh, man. Bulls. I mean, all you had was Zach LaVine putting up 23. Vucevic played pretty bad, honestly. Vucevic did not play good. He had 6 points in 22 minutes. You know, it's kind of hard for him to score, to be fair, with his size and with his agility. He cannot score that well, but he usually plays damn good basketball, but he just couldn't play tonight. I don't know what was going on there, but moving on to the Trailblazers and the Mavericks, this is where we're going to address the Luka suspension. I don't think it really matters that much for the Mavericks at this point. It's just kind of interesting. Luka has 16 technicals, which usually with technicals, I don't know. I mean, the star players are definitely starting to get more technicals because they are the players that tend to kind of complain a little bit because they're expecting more because they are the star players. Like, is that fair? Not really, but Doncic, he still managed to put up 39 points and 11 rebounds. I don't think he's complaining too much. 16th tech, so that means a 1-game suspension. They got that's an interesting number, an interesting policy by the NBA nonetheless. Let's look at the box score here. Trail Blazers play like shit. Without Damian Lillard, I mean, they still could play games better than this. I don't know what was going on. An NBA team scoring under 80 points in a game is trash. It's really bad. Think about it. Like, there's 48 minutes in an NBA game. If you're not scoring a bucket a minute, you are terrible. That's terrible. But it really is. I don't know. Maybe not. Especially Greg Brown. He did not play good at all. I'm not knocking him. I mean, he's only 20 years old, but he can play better. It's whatever. Mavs, yeah. Luka Doncic carrying with 39-11, like I said before. But let's move on to Suns and Jazz because the Suns made a huge comeback. 17-point deficit in the fourth quarter. It just goes to show how good of a franchise this team is. The best team in the NBA. They're continuously proving it night in, night out. It's absolutely incredible. Beating the Jazz, too, a 48-33 team. It's crazy to think that the Suns are 16 games better than these guys. It's ridiculous. The Suns are, they've elevated to such a high level. I love watching this team play. You had 19 and 10 for Ayton, 16 and 16 to CP3, 33 for D-Book. The big three in Phoenix is in full effect, and man, these guys are killing. They're killing it, man. I love it. Looking at the Jazz, 21 points for Bogdanovich, 16 and 12 for Gobert. Bogdanovich is actually playing pretty good, so I like to see that. But Royce O'Neal, when the Jazz lose, it's mainly Royce O'Neal's fault. I don't care. You can't shoot 4 field goals as a starter playing 28 minutes. It can't happen. It's not going to work for a basketball team. Royce O'Neal should not be starting. Like, hell, put Whiteside in there and run two big men. It'd be better. It'd be better than what they're doing with Royce. I don't know, because this is a playoff potential matchup between these two teams, and you're not going to want the Suns to crush you guys because you don't have a guy. You know, not all of your starters can score. If not all of your starters have potential to score, you're going to lose. But looking at the Thunder and Lakers, again, a shit show. Both teams out of the playoffs ridiculously. The Lakers, Lakers snap an 8-game skid. I guess LeBron approves. No one gives a fuck. You're out of the playoffs. Stop talking. They won by 19 over the Thunder. It's the damn Thunder. Don't celebrate. Come on. We're playing the Thunder here. And although the Thunder played a good game, we're still talking about the Thunder here. 27-17 for Horde. Man, he's got some great potential in the future. And some random guy, Khalid Zakis, had 25. But Krejci, he's continued to be a detriment to this organization ever since they signed him out of Croatia. 6 points in 43 minutes, 2 for 7. That's bummy. Like, you're just running around doing nothing at that point. Whatever. Lakers. Only highlight. Stanley Johnson. Shout out to the Stanimal, as they used to refer to him in Detroit, for helping them win a game, I guess, in 21. That's it. Leave a like, comments, and subscribe. Let's see here. We have 2 more games of regular season basketball. Can you believe it? We already have a play-in matchup set in stone, which is crazy. The Clippers and the Timberwolves are playing Tuesday at 8:30. We're watching the play-in games. I'm fucking excited, guys. You guys don't understand. I'm really excited. College is better. I don't want to hear